This meeting of the Littleton Licensing Authority will come to order. Rochelle, would you take the roll call, please?
Authority Member Bradish.
Present.
Authority Member John Cole.
Here.
Authority Member Gunia. Authority Member Price.
Here.
Authority Member England. Authority Member Odell.
Here.
Authority Member Andrew Cole.
We do have a quorum. Next item of business is the minutes for the regular meeting of May 11th. Everyone has a copy of the minutes. Does anyone have any corrections to the minutes?
I do. I think wherever there is a vote, we have Authority Member John Cole voting nay, and I think he was actually absent.
Okay.
So that's on, I think, almost page 1, 2, and 3, I think.
All right, I'll correct it.
Are there any other corrections? I make a motion we approve the minutes as corrected.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved. Next item of business is item number 8A.
Approve the agenda first.
We have to approve the
Approve the
agenda
agenda.
first, yeah.
I make a motion we approve the agenda.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda is approved. Now, next item of business, item 8A, South Suburban Parks and Rest District, doing business as Littleton Golf and Tennis Club. City Attorney have anything to say about this one?
Well, in this case, I'll just indicate that the municipal charge is Section 3-2-10, subsection F of the City Code, sale to intoxicated persons. Its state counterpart is also Section Colorado Revised Statute 12-47-901, subsection 1A, again, serving to visibly intoxicated persons. Just an overview of the facts in this case. We have a statement from the bartender that she did serve to two individuals that were related, a son-in-law and his father-in-law, who got into some disturbance, and LPD was dispatched to the scene. It appears from the receipt that 9 double vodkas and 4 single vodkas were served at the table. At some point, there were 2 other individuals sitting at the table. 2 women were not. The report does not indicate how many drinks were served to the 2 individuals that got into the altercation. Officer Steen, in case you feel that you need to know, and it's relevant to the probable cause determination, is going to check on how this got reported and dispatched. But as you know, probable cause is a reasonable belief based upon reliable information that there is a fair probability that a violation occurred. I think if you look at the report and take into consideration the observations of the witnesses, the statement from the bartender, that the probable cause standard has been met. Okay, so I'm told by Officer Steen that there was a 911 call from inside the building.
Well, I'd like to observe that the bartender, Lori Kinsella, made a statement to the officer, I shouldn't have served those last 2 drinks. I think that statement in itself indicates probable cause. And I don't see any reason that we would not make that finding unless somebody's got a opinion to the contrary.
If there's no more discussion, I'd like to make the motion.
I agree based on the police report.
Okay. I move that the authority find that there is probable cause to believe that the South Suburban Parks and Recreation District doing business as the Littleton Golf and Tennis Club, 5800 South Federal Boulevard, Littleton, Arapahoe County, Colorado, on May 7, 2011, at approximately 6:06 p.m., did violate Colorado Liquor Code and Littleton Municipal Code. Based on said findings, I move a public hearing be set for the 13th day of July, 2011, for the purpose of considering the status of said hotel and restaurant liquor license, wherein the above-mentioned licensee may be present to show cause, if any, why its license should not be suspended or revoked, and further that notice of these findings in the hearings to show South Suburban Park and Rec District doing business as Littleton Golf and Tennis Club in accordance with the provisions of state law.
I'll second.
Poll the authority, please.
Authority Member Bradish?
Yes.
Authority Member Price?
Yes.
Authority Member Cole?
Yes.
Authority Member Odell?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Next item of business, item number 10A, Sunflower Asian Cafe Incorporated, doing business as Sunflower Asian Cafe, 91 West Mineral Avenue, number 100.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is David Bailey. My attorney registration number is 6709. I am the attorney for the applicant, Sunflower Asian Cafe, Inc., DBA Sunflower Asian Cafe. We will have two witnesses testifying or making statements if the board wishes. The first is Carol Johnson of Esquire Petitioning Services. She, the typical person who might testify for Esquire is Kelly Peters, but she's ill tonight. And Ms. Johnson will testify about the results of the petitioning. Also here for making statements or answering questions to the board is the principal of the corporate applicant, Sumi Ling, excuse me, and that's by way of introduction. Thank you.
Well, you want to call your witnesses?
Okay.
Excuse me.
I think we have to approve some exhibits first.
Right. Exhibit A, waiver of hearing and objections to process by which neighborhood boundaries and public hearing dates are set. Exhibit B, affidavit of posting of premises. Exhibit C, proof of publication. Exhibit D, liquor authority communication with attachments. Exhibit E, petition information. And Exhibit F, the public hearing sign-in sheet, which Rochelle has given to you.
I make a motion that we accept exhibits A through F.
I second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? You may proceed.
Thank you. The applicant would call Carol Johnson of Esquire Petitioning Services.
Good evening.
Good evening. Do you need me to go through the procedures or just the numbers?
Whatever you'd like to present.
Well, since you're not crowded tonight, we always meet at the location and have a clipboard set with the map, with the boundaries and the location marked. The petition signature sheets that have a choice of yes, no, or no opinion. And we have our data sheets, which we can blog additional information in regards to.
I need to ask you to speak up or stand closer to the mic, please.
That we can make extra notes so that we know what the opposition to the, if it was, or any other comments.
Okay.
We did a total of 548 door knocks. 192 people signed the petition. 38 people declined to sign the petition, and 23 were ineligible, non-21, non-English speaking, non-resident, not a business owner or manager. 317 people did not answer the door. So we had 157 residents and 29 businesses for 186 signatures in support for 97%. We had 2 residents and 2 businesses for a total of 4 in opposition, and we had 1 resident that signed a neutral opinion. So with the reasons stated for signing in opposition, there was 1 which was abhorrence of alcohol, 2 sufficient number of outlets, and 1 no reason was stated. So based purely on the needs and desires of the neighborhood, we have 186 in favor for 99%, 2 in opposition for 1%, for 188 equaling 100%.
Do we have a copy of your summary, the statistics you just gave us? I can't find it in here.
It would probably be separate because it came with me.
Oh, okay, it's that thing. I apologize. We
No
do have
problem. Welcome any questions you have.
Good evening, Mr. Johnson. I do have a question that's become a general concern to me.
Okay.
The authority is presented at best with signatures to the petition, and here we do not have any specific signatures. There has been more than one occasion when I have been a member of this authority when we have found that the signatures on the petition do not meet the legal requirements. And we are given these, I will speak to this more at the end, but the question I have for you, is there any problem in you being able to submit these petitions to the city in a manner that the authority can receive these before we arrive here so that we have adequate time to examine those signatures?
The signature sheets were filed last week. And so if any of those, need to be copied for you, that would be up to the clerk to do that for you because these were pre-filed. The only thing that was given to you at the last minute was the summary sheet.
When you say they were filed last week, would that have been, do you know, Tuesday, Friday?
Friday.
Right, it was within the deadline of the filing date.
All right, thank you very much.
And so, like
I
you
can,
said,
I
you
can
see,
see where if they were filed on Friday, that wouldn't give the clerk time enough to get them into mail and get them to us before the meeting.
we just try to follow the rules of the dates that we need to file things, and then what happens to them after that,
I understand. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
I don't have any questions.
But I do believe that the clerk goes through them to make sure that they all are. You don't? Most of the cities do go through them. But
I have a question.
yes.
On the signatures, and again, because I probably can't find what I'm looking for, where is it designated on here, all these signatures, all these people and things like this, where is it designated which ones are businesses? How do I know who signed for what business?
I'm not sure what you're looking at, but they are filed separately in separate packages.
Yes.
And the businesses actually, the signatures have the business name and the street address. The residents would only have the street address.
They're on the last 2 pages of Exhibit E.
Keep going, last 2 pages. Here we go.
What we do
There it is.
is start the closest to the location for both the businesses and the residents and radiate out, hopefully find residents and businesses on all 4 quadrants. And we're very few in the northeast quadrant of this particular. So the majority of them are the northwest and southwest quadrant. There's not much within the boundaries on the east side of Broadway in this particular petition. Residents were done almost equally, I believe, between the 4 quadrant. Well, the 3 quadrants. There's southwest does not have residents in this case, but the maps. The originals of the maps that were turned in are marked in exactly which neighborhoods we did the petitioning, both for the businesses and the residents. They're probably hard to see
Interesting
if they're
that,
colored in black and white copies for you, but
All the other liquor establishments in the same shopping center approved except one, the one across the street.
yeah. And we did their liquor
Thought
license.
that was a little humorous.
He's a little protective because I think business is a little slow over there, and with new getting started up, and he traditionally signs in opposition. He's done that for 2 or 3 recently, I believe. I've done in the neighborhood. He's a nice person, but like I say, he's just trying to protect his restaurant, I believe.
Well, just scanning the list of signatures, I I can't pick any out that are out of the area, or certainly none that are not in the city.
Well, the
I
team
don't
that,
know if you have been able to do that, Donovan, or not.
the team that works for Esquire, the least years with Esquire is 6 years. And I've been with Esquire for almost 8 years, and one of the girls that did this has been 12. And so we're used to being pretty careful. Questions?
Thank you. I think that's all.
Members of the board, this is Sumi Ling. If you wish, I can ask questions, and
I would like to have you do it
okay.
just exactly that way.
I will do that then in terms of asking direct testimony. Would you please state your name and address?
Yes, my name is Sue Mui Ling, and the home address or the
Home address is fine.
5791 South Aspen Court, Greenwood Village, Colorado 80121.
Are you the officer, director, and shareholder of the applicant Sunflower Asian Cafe, Inc., DBA Sunflower Asian Cafe?
Yes, sir.
And are you the sole officer, director, and shareholder?
Yes, sir.
Is Sunflower Asian Cafe, what's its address?
91 West Mineral Avenue, Littleton, Colorado 80120.
And that's within the boundaries of the city of Littleton.
Yes, sir.
With respect to Sunflower Asian Cafe, have you been operating that business?
Yes, since it opened.
And you've been operating it without a liquor license?
Yes, no.
And when did you commence business operations?
Last year at July 20th
Okay,
of
so
2010.
You've been operating it more than 10 months?
Yes.
During that, with respect to your application, you submitted an 84, a form DR 8404. Isn't that correct? And I'll show you that form.
Yes.
And your signature appears on that form?
Yes.
The statements on that form are true and correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And this form was signed approximately a month ago.
Yes.
With respect, has any information on this form changed?
No.
Have you ever held a liquor license, either in the city of Littleton or any other location?
Yes, in Aurora.
And was that held by a corporation?
I guess so. Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a partner, so at that time.
It was a partnership at that time.
Yeah.
How long did you hold an interest in a liquor license?
On that time, I think approximately about 5 or 6 years.
Well,
I don't
actually,
remember.
it says from 98 to 2007 on the
Yes,
application.
quite
Is
about.
that correct?
Yeah,
Okay, so that's approximately 9 years.
9 years, yeah.
During that time, as noted on the response to number 9, you were cited for violations and received 2 suspensions. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And first of all, what type of business was this?
That's a liquor store, retail liquor store.
Okay. What were the suspensions received for?
One was I think the police thing, and and the second one was, I have a family member that passed away in Houston, so before the Christmas, I think it's Christmas Eve, I was driving all the way there, and I forgot to tell them not to open. So one of my employees, the first year she came to the United States, so she doesn't know that, there's a Christian holiday, and she opened it, and then by 3 o'clock she called me in Houston. I just got shocked. So I feel pretty sad and embarrassed about this. And even though I donate all the money to the charity on that half day of opening, but I still feel pretty embarrassed about that time.
You simply forgot to tell your
Yes.
employee and thought that it wouldn't be open.
Right.
With respect to your application and your 8404, it indicates that you have never been convicted of a criminal offense. Is
No.
that correct?
Yes, never.
And I'm sorry, I should go back. With respect to the two violations, were you the person working in the store when any of the violations occurred? You obviously weren't there on the Christmas issue. Were you in the store?
No, on both violation, I'm not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, both violation, I'm not there. I'm sorry.
Okay. So was it was it the fact that you did not, that your employees weren't adequately knowledgeable of the law and their responsibilities in the law?
Yeah, I don't think they acknowledge that, and it's kind of, I haven't given them maybe enough training. And actually, one was a trespassing cell, that one of the violation, because a guy that's my employee friend, I think she went to the bathroom and he suddenly step up and take the money. So at that time, so one actually is a trespassing.
So he wasn't even, the person that took the money wasn't even an employee?
Yes, so that is very bad situation. I'm very embarrassed about that. So
Now, and you have divested yourself of an interest in that business, isn't that correct?
yeah.
And you did so 3 years ago.
Yes, about
Okay.
it's more than 3 years ago.
Okay. Now, what steps have you taken? This is an entirely different business, is it not? The restaurant as opposed to the packaged liquor store.
Definitely it's different because first I will be in charge of this restaurant and I will fully train my manager, and like we already have a tip training last night for everybody, so they should learn everything and will be differently from liquor store, yes.
And who so you had the tips course, you took that just last night?
No, yesterday morning, yes.
Okay, and who did the training?
Max, I forgot his last name, Max.
I believe it's Max Gardner.
Yeah, Max Garner, yes, Max Garner, that's him.
Of Oedipus Inc., right?
Right.
Okay. How many employees do you have?
Work in the front?
Yes,
okay.
that would be potentially serving.
2 plus me, so 3.
Okay, and was everybody of the potential service, did they complete the tips training?
Oh, yeah, they get 98 on everybody, so it's pretty good. Feel proud of them.
And is it your plan to continue to have the tips training from time to time, especially for any new employees?
Yes, definitely, yes.
Okay. Do you request that the board approve your application for the hotel and restaurant liquor license for these premises?
I hope so, thank you.
Does the board have any questions?
What types of alcoholic drinks do you plan to serve?
The restaurant and hotel license, like beer and wines,
Mixed drinks?
not right now, but maybe in the future, I don't know, yeah.
Now, your business has been in operation for the better part of a year without a bar.
Yeah.
Will you have a bar?
No, it won't have a bar.
So there'll just be drinks served at customers' tables?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How many employees are you going to employ?
The total is 6 so far, plus me 7, so,
That includes yourself?
yes.
But only 3 will be serving alcohol? I thought, I'm confused.
Yeah, 3 waiters, me and 2 other
Okay,
people,
so
yeah.
6 includes
Yeah.
cooks and...
We only have about 70 seats, 70 or 80 seating, so.
I have a question. You're still running the China Chef Express?
Yes, but my brother's running that for a long time, so I've been kind of off there for 2 years.
Okay, and do they have a liquor license?
No, they don't. It's a fast food.
And you said that the 2 violations that you had in 2000, I've lost it, 2005
I don't exactly remember the
and
day.
2006,
Yeah,
correct?
somewhere right there, right.
But But actually, the first one was not just for being open on Christmas. That was also for selling to a minor, correct?
Right.
And your second one, again, was for selling to a minor?
Right.
Okay. And
That's correct.
What are you going to do now in terms of checking IDs and?
We will definitely check anybody who, look younger than 45 or 50 years old because on that.
And in terms of recognizing whether something's a forged ID or?
I learned pretty well yesterday and with the fake ID and all the license, and we have a book to match everything, and we do have a way to testify is that a fake ID or a good ID.
I have a question, maybe you can answer. I noticed in here that it said that her husband, her spouse, was a principal in this operation, but yet he has no financial interest.
I don't believe it says he's a principal.
Well, then maybe, okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think it says he's not a principal.
Oh,
If you're
maybe it
looking at
does.
I think that's what it says.
If you're looking at the
Well, maybe
affidavit,
I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Hold on.
it says the affidavit
That's mine.
says he does not now, nor has he ever had any financial interest, but
Wait a minute.
definitely, he has his own.
What I need is about 20 more pieces of paper. Hold on.
Also the front back.
It says he's about, okay, she's the principal then. Is that right? That's basically what I want to know, because it says he is the spouse of who is the principal, and so she is the only principal in this whole thing altogether.
That's
I just
correct.
want to make sure I understood that right.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Well, that's basically what I want to make sure.
Yes, do you understand that even if, you're not the one that's there that's selling to underage people, or if one of your employees lets someone off the street accept money, that's your responsibility?
Yeah, yes, I know, I do.
Your license, that would be in jeopardy if there's a violation.
Yes.
What, do you have any idea what percentage of your revenues, total revenues, the liquor will be once you are able to sell liquor?
I'm not too sure, but, because I never.
Has to be a guess, I
Yeah.
realize that. But obviously, you have a reason for making the change, and is it because you think you'll bring more revenue in?
Yeah, definitely, because after a year, that 10 months that we've been open, so a lot of requests, and I will assume will be definitely more than 30% from what we sell right now.
Okay.
On the floor plan, it's just out of curiosity, what is the room in the northwest corner to be used for? It is the one adjacent to the restrooms in the corner of the building.
Well, that's the drive-up, I think.
That is a drive-through window.
Oh, so you
it's
have drive,
yeah, it's a
okay,
pickup
great,
window,
thank you.
yes.
Okay.
Any other questions from the authority? I have no further questions. City Attorney, have any comments?
I do not.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
This time I would entertain a motion.
Any discussion? I'll do the motion then.
We can discuss it after the motion even.
Okay, I'll move that the public hearing be closed and a resolution of the Littleton Licensing Authority be approved, which grants Sunflower Asian Cafe, Inc., doing business as Sunflower Asian Cafe, 91 West Mineral Avenue, number 100, Littleton, Colorado, a hotel and restaurant liquor license contingent upon approval from the Colorado Bureau of Investigation and the Colorado Liquor Enforcement Division, and based upon the following findings of fact: that the needs of the neighborhood are not now being met, and that it is the desire of the adult inhabitants of the neighborhood that the license be issued.
I'd like to second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? I guess it's time to vote. Rochelle, would you poll the authority?
Authority Member Bradish?
Yes.
Authority Member Cole?
Yes.
Authority Member Price? Authority Member England? I'm sorry, Authority Member Odell?
Yes.
The motion is approved. Congratulations. Good luck to you. Needless to say, we would like to see you come back here again for another hearing.
You would never like to see
Yeah.
her come back.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item of business is item number 14A, approval amendment to rules of procedure, changing the order of the agenda. Everyone has a copy.
And if I can just interject for a second, you can do this tonight, or keep in mind that actually right now in general business, we're going to discuss the study session, and if there's any additional topics that you want addressed with the City Council on June 14th, and perhaps out of that study session there could be another change to the rules. I haven't anticipated any yet, so you may want to just hold off, and we'll bring those back at the next licensing authority meeting.
So what we would do tonight is express our approval or disapproval of the proposed changes,
I think at this
and then
time
the
we'll just-
council would ultimately decide.
I think you would just postpone it because you would have to approve all the changes, and there's only one right now. So it always has to go to council, so if we just postpone it until the next meeting, you will have met with council, and it'll all be decided.
And we'll have more people here, too. So I would agree with that.
Well, does anyone have any comments to make about them? I approve. I like the change. It's a relatively minor thing, but I think it's a good change, and we will postpone action on this until after we've met with City Council, and we'll add this to the agenda for the next meeting.
So we're in the process of drafting a memo that will go to you, the licensing authority, as well as City Council, that will just kind of lay out what we're going to talk about on June 14th. So if there's any additional matters that you'd like to see discussed, let me know. I know Authority Member Odell would like to see some discussion about the petition process and whether it can be brought to you all in the packets earlier than apparently you've been getting it.
Is there an agenda for the meeting with council, or will there be?
Well,
an agenda?
that's what I'm saying. I'm drafting one right now, and you will get it before the meeting. And so, if right now we're going to discuss fines in lieu of suspension and whether we want to see a change in the ordinance that would allow for fines. We have on there discussion of procedural matters, such as the stipulations, which really gave rise to the meeting, and then whether we want to set in place some plea and sentencing guidelines. And so do any of you have anything else you'd like to see on there? In addition to that, we'll put on Authority Member Odell's request about the petitions.
This sounds like it's going to be a rather informal meeting.
I think so, yes.
Okay.
It's not in this room, it's in the...
It's next door. It won't be televised.
It's not televised, is it, Rochelle? Yes, it is televised.
Well, all right.
I have a question. When they were talking about the petitions tonight, they said that they were adhering to the rules. Is there a specific rule on when they need to submit those to you?
There's no law. It has just always been done. Since long before I was here, they had to have them here the Friday before the meeting.
Okay. So
And
that's
they were
what
given
you
to the
meant.
board the night of the meeting. And they almost always come on the Friday before the meeting, usually at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
There's no time limit within which they have to poll the people or petition the people. That could be 2 months before. A month.
It could be, but rarely has that happened. As I was saying earlier with this license was turned in 31 days before today. So by the time they turned it in, we got everything set, the boundaries were determined, all of that, there was a 10-day, maybe a 10-day turnaround time for them to get the petitions completed, done, turned in. So There's not always a lot of time for it, but we can certainly tell them they have to have it to us by the Tuesday before or whatever. It would just have to be something that we would have to stipulate as a rule.
Right. So we can discuss whether we want to put some procedure like that in place. And also look at whether it is feasible for the person conducting the petition and the applicant.
Well, I know there's some members that feel strongly about being able to review those signatures and addresses ahead of time, so that's definitely worth discussing.
Okay.
Under general business, right? We're still under general.
We're still under general.
Hello. Did you need us for something? Okay, I just want to make sure we hadn't skipped you for some reason.
Any other general business? Next item is reports, item 15. Does the staff have any reports?
The study session issues, I think, cover my report.
Are you going to be emailing us? Probably?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, Rochelle, how will we get that out to them? I have to have it to you tomorrow.
Well, the city council gets a paper packet. Everything will also be posted on the website. I'll probably just email you all with a link to go to the website and look at what you need to look at. Unless you want me to mail it to you, in which case you're not going to get it till Saturday or Monday. Because it would go in the mail.
And we could email them, right? We'll just email that directly to you.
Just email us the date and tell us when we have to show up.
Okay.
Tuesday at 7.
Tuesday, this coming Tuesday? You out of luck there. Bye.
Outside.
Well, yeah, how many, I know Earl Gunya said he won't be making it. Who else will not be making it?
I really don't know. I don't know what I'm doing Tuesday.
I think Andrew and Victoria were both going to be back.
They both said they would be there. Earl was the only one I knew for sure that wasn't going to be here.
Are there going to be snacks?
My understanding was that Earl's the only one that won't be there.
Okay, thank you.
Will there be snacks? Well, I just thought I'd ask. I mean,
There might be liquor.
I make a difference in whether I show up or not.
Budget cut.
I just may bring donuts in.
Anything but donuts.
Who's setting the agenda?
Any authority members have any reports?
I just have a question. Is it the council that's setting the agenda?
For the study session?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, collectively, you and city council, that's why I was asking you what you wanted to see on it. It's my understanding that it came to light as a result of the concerns about the written stipulations. And then the other thing that the city attorney's office wanted to address is getting more in line with what other jurisdictions do, for instance, with fines. So those are the two main topics. And then if there's anything else you'd like to see on it, now's your time to let me know.
Well, the chairperson has no reports, so if there's no further business, I